Coming up, we're going to be talking about a major change to Walt Disney Animation Studios, plus much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. So let's start off with talking first off about a major change at the Walt Disney Animation Studios. So what they've announced is that Jared Bush is taking over, effective immediately, from Jennifer Lee. Now, Jennifer Lee, she has been in the role of Chief Creative Officer for a number of years. She is the creator of Frozen. She's also, and it was confirmed that she's going to be directing the upcoming third Frozen film. She's also going to be working on the fourth film, but she's no longer going to be the Chief Creative Officer. Now going to be Jared Bush. Now, he is behind some amazing films. Moana, you've also got Encanto and Zootopia. So he has got a lot of credibility. I have been lucky enough once to speak to him while promoting Encanto. Great guy, and I think this is a good move for him. This is a massive step up to be running the head of it. Now, whether or not he's still involved in making movies, etc., he's obviously got Zootopia 2 coming up, but also just gives him scope to basically just be in charge and kind of have a top to work out what's coming up. And this obviously is a huge step forward for him, and he has worked on some incredible stuff. Now, with Jennifer Lee, this is it's a bit of a weird one, because on one hand, it depends on which way you look at it. This could be a little bit good, a little bit bad. So let's look at the good side. So obviously she has been in the role for a few years, but now they obviously want her to focus on Frozen. So they've got 2 Frozen films coming on. She's writing it, directing it, and Frozen is the biggest franchise they've got. It is very important, and obviously they want her attention to 100% focus on this project to make it the best thing it can be, to make as much money as it can be. We've only just recently seen Inside Out 2 just overtake Frozen 2, but maybe Frozen 3 will want to overtake that one there. They're going to be putting all their efforts in. So this, in some ways, it's more about concentrating our efforts onto the biggest franchise they've got. This is not in some ways a step down in the fact that maybe she also didn't like all the, there could be other issues as well. Maybe she didn't like the role. Maybe she just wanted to focus again on doing one thing. So that's the one way of looking at it. And I do think there is an element of that, of maybe, Disney kind of like, look, we really need you to get this spot on. We can't have any mistakes. However, you could look at it the other way, in the fact that this is a major demotion for her, and the fact now that she is no longer running the entire division and is just focusing on a movie, does it indicate, that they didn't like the way that her creative work was happening, what she was doing, how she was running things. Maybe they wanted somebody fresh in. Now, we've seen Disney coming in, especially since Bob Iger's come back, and he's been wanting to shake things up a little bit, do things a little bit differently, and also looking at the heads and making some changes. And obviously at Disney Animation, things haven't been doing so well. We've had the release of Strange World, which was a huge flop. We also had the release of Wish, which just didn't hit where it should have done, and considering that was the big 100th anniversary film, it probably should have done a lot better. But yeah, so this is a bit of a shake-up. Is like I said, you can look at it in 2 different ways. There's no doubt about it that some of the films that have come out during her tenure at the top haven't really done so well, and maybe they're looking at someone else to take over, or that they just need her to 100% be focused on Frozen. So could be a bit of A, could be a bit of B, could be a bit of all of it. I probably think there's a bit more of it. There may be, we're never really going to know. But the fact, as I said, they kind of put out the fact that she's still working with Disney on 2 of the biggest movies that are going to be coming out over the next, 5 to 10 years. This is, she's still involved with Disney. She's still working on it. But again, sometimes, when you take on a role, it doesn't always necessarily work out. And yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I do think Walt Disney Animation, we're in a bit of a weird thing where they are trying to rejig everything. We're seeing it happen with all the studios. We've seen it with Marvel, where they've been cutting back. We're seeing stuff with Star Wars. And I'm not going to lie, I do think Kathleen Kennedy, who runs Lucasfilm, is probably on borrowed time as well. I think, that could be something that could change pretty soon. Maybe not until her contract comes up. We've also been seeing some big changes in Pixar, and I think Walt Disney Animation Studios, especially after the failure of Wish, is going to be an issue that they probably want to take into effect. But obviously she's got lots of other bits and pieces coming up. But This could be really good for us. We could start seeing some different things arriving on our screens, but it's going to be years for this to kind of take into effect. Anything that comes in, obviously this will impact not just cinema releases, obviously which trickle down onto Disney Plus, but also, you know, shorts and animated series and anything else that Walt Disney Animation Studios do. I think we are going to see them refocusing back on those big movie releases, like they're doing with all the big studios. But big change. This could have major implications on the future of Walt Disney Animation, of where it goes, what they do next. But yeah, I don't think this is a bad idea. I think this is a good thing on both sides. I think allowing her to focus on Frozen is really, really good. I think that's a good thing. And Jared has made some incredible films, so I think, you know, he's definitely got a great eye for sort of making great stuff and telling great stories and stuff. But let me know what you think of all this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.